Hi, everyone. I am EstaRa with a message for you today. This message is particularly for Lightworkers for Bernie. I wanted to let you know that I have not had internet access over the weekend for a couple days, and I'm back on. I haven't had the opportunity to really go through all my posts and emails on Facebook or even in my own inbox. Lots has been going on. I actually enjoyed not having access to the internet. Most people would be like panicking and freaking out, and I actually did at the first hour of it, and then I thought, oh, why am I panicking and worrying? It's not like it's urgent, and it's not like it's going to harm me to not have access to the internet. I kind of liked pulling away a little bit. So a few days ago I had a dream about Bernie. Excuse me for clearing my throat. Allergies. I had a dream about Bernie, and in the dream, I was with him having discussions, and I was working with him at the Capitol. So I loved that I was working with him at the nation's capital in DC. So to me, that was him being president, and he was seeking guidance from light workers. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is like the beginning of a new era on the planet, but also a new time of light. And I just feel so good about that. And so I wanted to share that with you today, but I also wanted to share a couple other thoughts that I had that came in with me into me over the last couple of days with regard to this full moon energy that we're about to enter. So the full moon is on Thursday, on the 18th, and we're already entering the full moon energy period. I feel it already, and I want to say that this full moon, I feel like enjoy the breather we've been having. And I have to say, since I've come back from the DNC in Philadelphia back at the end of July, I have been like in recovery mode, recouping, kind of trying to chill out a little bit. I've been working, but I've also been trying to relax a little bit more. And I feel like it's like the downtime before we need to move forward. I feel like lots is going to happen. So I feel like with this full moon, with regard to the political environment and what's going on globally and in our country in the US, I feel like there is tremendous amount of change that is going to start taking place after we enter the full moon energy fully. And I feel like the next several weeks will be big. And I want you all to like recognize where your energy and intentions are with regard to our government and with regard to our political system and with regard to our future. Um, Also, with regard to what you want humanity to look like in this new energy. One of the things that a lot of us have been doing is getting into fear of, oh no, what if so and so becomes president? What if blah, blah, blah happens? And oh gosh, there's so many bad things happening, and there's all these different things that are going on. And I want to like say to you that it's understandable if you're paying attention to mainstream world. And I say mainstream world, I mean mainstream media and listening to people who don't actually listen to their soul and they don't actually stay in their heart center. When you're listening to those people, you tend to allow energies and information from them to influence your energy field, and it stops you from accessing what you can access. So I really encourage you to stay in your heart during these times. I also encourage that you trust in Bernie becoming president. I really feel that, they didn't awaken me back in 2015 every single night for 3 weeks at 3 o'clock in the morning to tell me to pay attention to the Bernie Sanders campaign, to assist in any way that I can, and to do it through the light. And my guides didn't give that to me. The galactic team that I work with didn't just give that to me for no reason. They gave it to me because they knew this is our opportunity as humanity to accelerate our growth, accelerate our ascension, and bring the earth up higher vibrational frequency as well as all of its inhabitants. So, um, I really believe that if we stay focused and we bring our energies together and not separate and not become ego based and separate from one another with regard to this mission. So I really encourage you to join us, as light workers and bring your energy forward. And I really would like you to join us in creating and manifesting a new world. And it's not just about Bernie becoming president, it's literally creating and manifesting a new earth because we are in the process of doing that. And as we continue in this political season, it's going to be so imperative that we stay within our hearts and stay within our truth because, as you can see, lots of things are surfacing and coming up that are wreaking havoc and creating tremendous amount of fear throughout, rippling out not only through our country but through the world because we have other countries now fearful for what's happening here. So I really strongly encourage you to stay in your heart with this, and I encourage you to bring in the energy of manifestation, bring in your light, so that you are bringing what you need. Um, this full moon energy feels pretty powerful to me in terms of um, change. I would love to say it's about harvesting, and often people think of the full moon as a time of harvest. I'm not feeling that for this full moon. I'm actually feeling this full moon is more about from other videos that I've done with regard to twin flames about the embodiment of who we really are. Globally, we're embodying who we are. So I feel like this full moon is, if we want to use the word harvest, I guess you could say you're harvesting fully you. You're bringing your gifts, you're bringing you to light, you're bringing your passions to light, and you're starting to align your will with your heart. And when you align your will with your heart, you can make anything happen. And one of the biggest things that I found the last couple of days stepping away from the internet and stepping away from the computer and actually stepping away from my Lightworkers from Bernie group over the last few weeks, just kind of pulling back a little and listening to my soul a little bit more, showed me there's a lot of people who are saying they believe in the Bernie presidency, but it's not aligning with their will, or they're not aligning their will to their heart with that. So I really encourage you to work on aligning your will to your heart energy. So if you are in the I want Bernie as president, Bernie Sanders is president. If you stay in that vibrational frequency and that is really who you are, then it's time to align your will with that truth. And that means allowing other people to know that's what you believe and that's what you feel, and actually do something every day, even if it's 5 minutes to 7 minutes a day, just simply bringing that energy of this is who I am, go into your center, which is your will, your solar plexus, go into that energy there, pull the energy up into your heart. And it's really phenomenal if you can just visualize. A great way to do it if you're not sure and you're a little confused or concerned, a great way to do that is to visualize this ball of light coming into your solar plexus, this bright yellow sunshine, if you will. It's like an activation of your solar plexus. And imagine that that light goes right directly into your heart energy. And as you bring it into your heart energy, feeling it expanding out. And as it expands out, your will and your heart energy combine and just shoot outward from your heart. And it goes off into humanity, goes off into the globe, goes off into your reality, ripples outward. And it's like an alignment that you're doing as you're sending. So it really doesn't take more than 5 minutes to do this every day. And if you do this every day, you will be aligning with others. So imagine the visual that I'm being given right now is that our hearts are open, and they're very opened actually. And I see this massive opening with the alignment of the yellow light coming up into the heart, expanding out into the heart. And I see each person on the planet that is doing this, as well as star beings, um, and unseens, I should say. And I see each of us having that massive energy coming out of our center. And it's really amazing because the visual I'm getting is not faces. I'm just getting almost like an outline of a body and this light, this massive light. And it's almost linking each being to another. And I see it as if it's around the globe and around the planet. And I see it, it's funny. I see it doing that, and then it's focused, pinpointing into the United States. So picture, if you will, our Earth, the globe, and all of us light workers, particularly the incarnate ones, those of us that are incarnated, um, picture us all around the globe, the Earth, if you will, as if we're holding hands, and just in our center, this light is just streaming forth and outward. And as it does, it connects with every other member around. So it's almost as if we've like ascended from the earth a little bit. We're in a higher level dimension, and we're all connecting in that dimension, and we're just sending light out, and it's connecting to each other, and it's like almost like pointing towards the earth, but right into the United States. And I feel like it's almost like a beam coming from each of us, but it's like we're connected together and then it beams out. And behind that, behind us, are these other unseen beings that are kind of creating this beautiful energy over us to maintain it. So that this love energy doesn't escape, if you will. It stays within our earth and where we want it to be. And I feel like if you can hold that visual daily, that will assist tremendously on the changes that are taking place here in the United States. It is going to continue to unearth things that we don't necessarily want to know about or see, such as more corruption and more rigged energies. Um, I'm getting a little choked with that. I realize it wasn't allergies. I feel like I'm getting attacked from saying some of the stuff. So I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael to place a dome of protection over me yet again. He does it quite often for me. So I feel like if we can harvest this energy, and I would say let's begin on the full moon. So I am going to create in my group on Facebook an event to do daily, at least 5 minutes a day of anchoring that energy. So visualizing us all connecting together and then beaming out from our will. Don't forget that part. Like it's really important to connect with your solar plexus, pulling that up into your heart. And you can actually do it the other way too. You can pull it from your heart down into your solar plexus. But I feel like pulling it up into your heart is more powerful because it takes you out of the human ego because our will tends to get very influenced by human ego. So I'd rather you go into your solar plexus and then visualize that light coming up into your heart, like this golden sunshine in your heart chakra. So it's like this pink and gold light, if you will, and it just shoots outward and around and then down into the earth and anchors within the United States. And I really feel like holding that energy is what is necessary going forward and maintaining that Bernie will be president. And if you notice, there's lots of stuff coming out there where people are saying they wish Bernie was back in. And we're not done yet. So please, please, please do not get stuck by mainstream media. Please stay focused on what your truth is. And I know there's third parties out there, and I do believe that on some level, um, one of the things that happened was to create a shift in our two-party system where it really is a controlled system. You know, if you have more than two parties, it's not as easily controlled, and you have more people active and involved. And I think one of the things that um, those of us in this group, you know, if you are considering a third party, that's perfectly fine. I don't hold that against you. However, if your first and foremost belief and your empowerment is Bernie Sanders, then I ask that you please stay focused on Bernie becoming president because I feel like the alternative, this is what I had said at the beginning. If there literally was no choice whatsoever other than the two candidates that are out there currently and Bernie was not in there, I would vote third party. I would vote probably the Green Party because it's most in alignment with my truth. Um, but it's not fully my truth. I actually feel like Bernie resonates more fully with my truth of light. So I am backing him. I'm still on his side, and I still ask that all of you still be Sanders. And I ask that all of you, if you don't feel that, that's totally fine. I'm not going to hold it against you. However, I do ask that if you are choosing not to be on that path and choosing not to, then participating in an event where we are sending light and love into our planet, into the United States, and into manifesting Bernie as president. If you're not fully on board, then that energy of not being fully on board goes through too. So we ask that you kind of refrain from doing that. Thank you all. I wish you well and blessings in light. And I love you all, and I'm grateful to be on this journey with each and every one of you. And may it carry itself forward. Namaste.